Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Anita. So a couple of days ago I was sitting down thinking about what I could make today's video about, and I realized that I really wanted to talk to you guys about meetings. Now I quit my job a couple of months ago, as a result of which I haven't been in any meetings since, and I think that has made me like a lighter, happier person. Now don't get me wrong, I am not at all trying to say that all meetings are trash, because 1 in 10 is not. I'm talking about the other 9 meetings. You know, those meetings that could have been avoided by sending like a literally 3-sentence email to everybody involved. Yeah, I'm talking about those meetings that could have been like completely avoided by sending everyone a presentation, you know, which they could have read on their own. Or those meetings where you look at the subject of the meeting and you're like, why the frick am I on the invite? But you know, those meetings where the organizer is completely, utterly unprepared and is just wasting everybody else's time. Hello, dude, I don't need someone else to waste my time. I mean, I'm pretty freaking good at it myself. Anyway, you get the drift. Anyone who has ever held any type of job has been in one of these. Apart from these meetings just being a waste of time and resources, one of my biggest problem with these meetings is that I kind of tend to fall asleep in these meetings. I mean, these meetings are like a sure short way of putting someone like me to sleep, right? Someone like me who's already sleep deprived. And I've tried a number of things to keep awake, mind you. It's not like I just start snoring away. No, I genuinely try to do things to keep awake in these meetings. But it seemed like no amount of pinching myself, no amount of poking myself with a pen did the trick. I have also tried dipping my fingers in a hot cup of tea to keep awake, like a steaming hot cup of tea. I mean, what can I tell you? I guess the drabness of the meeting is more overpowering than my fingers burning at 100 degrees Celsius. And in those meetings where I actually manage to keep awake, one of my biggest pet peeves is when this happens. Dumb presentation that could have just been emailed to everyone. Using an irrelevant... Really? I mean, really? You're just gonna sit there and read word to word, line by line. Like, why the hell did you not just send us that presentation or whatever it is that you're reading from in an email and tell us to read it by ourselves, you fool? I give up. And then there are those people that send meeting invites like less than 10 minutes before the meeting starts. No, I mean seriously, please explain to me the thought process when you were doing this. No, I really want to know, like, what was going on in the genius mind of yours when you thought this was a good idea to do? And then of course, there are those meetings. You know, the meetings that don't last for just 1 hour or 2 hours. You know, that's too short. I'm talking about the marathon meetings. The meetings that run for 3 hours or longer. Trust me, even sitting in a bucket full of ice for as long as that meeting would not make you as numb as this meeting does. But I try not to waste time in these meetings, you know. You see, I'm the kind of person that likes to make the most of life. So anyway, I try to pick up like new skills, like twirling your pen between your index finger and middle finger. I mean, I've seen a couple of people do this and I think it is the coolest thing to do. And admittedly, I haven't gotten better at it over the years, but hey, at least I tried. But soon enough, thoughts start creeping into your mind. And trust me, you don't want that. I mean, if thoughts are basic, that's fine, right? Like, you wonder if you left the gas on. And then you realize that, oh, you don't cook. Or you're suddenly like, oh my god, did I leave the geyser turned on? And then you remember that you didn't take a shower before going to work this morning. But these thoughts can take a really dark turn real soon. I mean, I cannot even tell you the number of times I've been in such meetings and I started worrying and pondering about life. Like, what even am I doing with my life? Like, do I have any idea what I'm doing? Do I have any idea about what it is I want to do? Like, what is this path that I'm going down? Am I just gonna regret all of this 5 years from now? Am I even okay? The sweet downward spiral. And when these long ass meetings are finally done, all I really wanted to do is stand up and say to the organizer, are you sure we're done with the meeting though? Like, I mean, are you sure we've wasted enough time? Because if you're not, we could all stay back for longer. And finally, we come to the after work hours conference call meetings at home. I'm talking about the meetings where there are at least 10 people dialed in from their homes. The meetings that go on for a minimum of 1 hour. The meetings where you usually don't even say a word. Yep, that's the one that I'm talking about. But these meetings happen when I'm at home on a phone. So you have absolutely no idea what I'm really doing. Okay, I'm just kidding. I mean, it's not always like this. You actually need to listen in every now and then because, someone on the call might just ask you for your inputs. Sweet, sweet memories. Okay, we're done. And also the next time one of you is gonna organize and present at a meeting, please try and make it as productive as possible. No, seriously, please. And apart from that, like and subscribe, comment and share, hit the bell icon, and see you next time. Have a great day.